Hello, Arrow. Sorry about that, I had to, yeah. Get my setup going. Oh, can you guys not see this? Just a second. Yeah, guys, hello. Sorry. Gamble. Oh no, gambling all. And of course, you won. How do you do that? Hello, Bean, as well. How are you doing today? How are you feeling after everything? Are you feeling any better? Okay. I'm gonna switch back to this while I try to figure this out. Or not. Settings aren't gonna let me. Okay. Bean, that's not good. You need to, like, go to the doctor or something, please. I'm glad to hear that you're not doing as bad as before, but that's not... Still, you still need to go to the doctors and stuff. You're going home right now. Wrong direction. Can you see this now? How do you gamble? It should be exclamation point gamble. I am good, Arrow, thank you. Just trying to figure out how to get this on screen, because this is not showing for some reason. This might work. Nope, not that. Oh, wait. Wait a minute. That might have worked. Nope, that didn't work either. Okay. I don't know. It's running on Steam, so it should be the same as running Portal. I don't know why it's not letting me run this of all things. Display mode. That might work. Display mode. That might work. Display mode. That might work. Oh no. It's repeating itself because... There we go. Nope. That doesn't seem to do anything either. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Hmm. Is this gonna be the thing? Like, I keep on going back and forth between one good stream and one really bad stream? Is that what this is? Yeah, I don't know what's happening. It is just not doing the game capture for some reason. Or even letting me try to do that. Well, it cut to black. That's probably a good sign. Okay, let's try this. That's... Yeah, I know, guys, you're fine. As long as you guys are entertaining yourselves while I just question what is happening, because I cannot figure this out at all. Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening. Okay. I don't know what to do. Any ideas, anyone? It really is just saying no, yeah. You don't think that's how it works? How what works? Oh, are you talking about the gambling? Okay. Yeah, you have. I'm pretty sure you have to end up doing the. 1 second. Wait, did I add the add points? Wait, no, it's exclamation point give. Exclamation point give at someone amount. Stream quality is good. Good to know. Thanks, Streamlabs. That's something. At least something's going right. Okay. Try number 5364. Yep. Nope. Not working. Huh. I don't know why it's doing that. That's weird. I'm gonna have to look into that. Another thing that I'm gonna have to look into. Great. Okay. Let's try this. Okay, well that's something. Now we're just gonna make that invisible. And then... Okay, I think I found a way to do this. Okay, this might work. Okay, it worked. It worked. And now it's loud. Not that quiet. That hopefully will be good for you guys. But right there. Okay. You're both not doing good? Guys. I do hope you both are doing better, and Bean, you should go to the doctor. But yeah, instead of capturing...
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder.
That's funny.
So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveyWreden@gmail.com.
I'm pretty sure that used to be an actual email. It stopped.
Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Stream's a bit behind. Yeah, mine's a bit behind too. Hopefully you won't start talking while I'm in here. Yeah, I'm really sorry, guys. I do hope you guys' weeks and stuff get better. But yeah, so what happened was, instead of having a game capture, I had a full-on screen cap, or I had to use a full-on screen capture. Why I couldn't use a game capture, I don't know. But we're here now, and that's what really matters.
Warning. Whisper machine active. Shift destruction imminent.
Huh. Self-destruction.
This game
and I got a gun.
Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Darker Path. There you go, the same place. Okay. Yeah, like you said, this narrator...
Hostile alien life form inbound.
It kind of looks like this game was abandoned mid-development.
Yeah.
For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere. But then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets.
Really?
But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that
it's empty.
Is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized. Begin ship evacuation.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Yes, that is very funny. Look at the bottom of the universe, guys. It's all gray. Yeah, like he ended up saying, this narrator is the creator of the game Stanley Parable that we will play eventually. Because I'm all... 3 dots. Interesting. Yeah, I am also very excited to end up playing that game.
Apparently this space station has a labyrinth on it.
Yeah.
Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
There is actually a way through this, I just don't remember it.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Okay.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Nope. We'll just wait here for a second, you'll hear. Do. Hello? Gonna say anything?
This is not a
Yeah, we go.
branching point, unfortunately. The only option is to step into the beam.
Yeah. But it'll be painful. Like, for the rest of people's lives. But I don't really like pain. Fine.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Beam me up, Scotty. Yeah, you see, there is a way through that maze. Yeah.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it, like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental
right? The bottom
designs.
of the universe.
So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that
Yeah,
go
it's
in
just
all
great.
sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Oh, bye, Bean. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and I hope you feel a lot better. Yeah, the Stanley Parable's a lot bigger than this game. But yeah, I like both of them now. But the Stanley Parable's about to get an Ultra Deluxe version, so I'm waiting until that becomes a thing. It's coming early this year. We haven't got an actual date yet. Yeah. And if I go forwards...
So try walking backwards.
Yeah, I couldn't go forwards.
In this game, you can only walk backwards.
The past was behind her. My sister says hi again. I can't even go left or right, it's just backwards. Oh.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than
Keep
simply
changing.
basing it on a pre-existing
Why does the
trope.
future keep changing? Okay. When she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. Oh. But if the future is always behind her, how will she find the strength to confront it?
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and
Yep.
then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it
Oh.
gets out quick. Okay, next one.
Might be glitchy on both of our ends. Just a second. Yeah. The visuals seem to be glitching, but I don't think The audio wasn't glitching, right? Because with these games, the audio is a lot more important than the actual visual. The visual is very cool, I'll admit, but like you should be able to get the overall idea from what you can see. Oh, that's a problem. Okay. Okay. Well, hopefully this should make it a bit better. We're gonna get rid of that. You think it's just the visuals? Okay, let's try something real quick. Okay, that might be able to make it a little bit better. Hopefully. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully that'll make it a little bit better. Luckily it wasn't too bad, but the visuals. But yeah. We're gonna get back to the game now, and hopefully it saved my progress. Okay, it does. Arrow, do you even have that much? You probably do. Okay. Can't go back. We can go forwards, that's nice. You are now entering. Oh.
And that's it.
What?
Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay, it's looking a little bit smoother on my end.
Oftentimes,
not the
Coda
best,
would put
but-
bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games. I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games.
Yeah.
He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it.
Yeah.
Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him.
Dead.
And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
That's a pretty big staircase. We just, you know, not. I take it back. Visuals are not doing much better than what they
I know
were
it's
before.
tempting, but there's actually nothing over here. Sorry.
Can I at least jump? I can't. I can't die. Okay. Nope, nothing. And no, I'm as far as I'm aware, there's no way to run. So close, yet so far. I am going at full speed.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
I could just like not press enter. And yes, that it is possible to reach the top without pressing enter. It just takes forever, so I will. I know a lot about this game. "3 hours. A game where you collect Automatically quit and collect them all. That's funny.
A room that's warm and nice
Only
and
motivates
filled with
quotes.
little ideas for
Well,
games.
players cannot move.
Coda would often tell me that he
You
didn't
are a
mind
gate.
if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person.
Press U
but
to
that
surrender.
It takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
No, I've tried looking at everything that I have open. It's not. This is the best I got. Okay. Yeah, I wish there was a
Well,
way
this
that I
is
could
new
be
for
like.
Coda. It's an actual puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and see if you can solve it. Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon.
Yep.
We're gonna see it a lot.
Oh yeah. They really like this puzzle. But yeah. I think I could like. Oh yeah. I just locked myself out of the past. Booyah. Yeah. Oh, it's frozen for you. Like, it's straight up frozen. Okay. That's not good. On my end, it's just really... Like, it's just really laggy. It's not frozen. For me. And I don't know if I should be worried that it's, like, frozen. Like, I'm just having, like, really good luck. And, like, everyone else is having lag. I don't know. Okay. Here, let me look at something. There might be one thing I can end up closing that I don't need. That is the only thing I can think of at the moment. Dang it, you guys are seeing everything. Okay. We'll see you later, Arrow. Hopefully it's gonna look a bit better now. But, yeah, if you want to end up waiting until you get home, that's fine. Ready, set, fish. You have to replay this for a bit.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it. Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot.
Yes, anyone who might be in chat, or anyone who, you know, is like being silent or something. As far as I'm aware, these three dots, they're never explained inside the game. As far as I'm aware, the only thing that people can think of that these three dots represent is the Steam logo. Because the Steam logo has like 3 like big sections all connected up. It's supposed to represent the Steam logo, most likely. This is a really cool
So that
moment.
seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
This is really cool. We're just gonna look out. Yeah. All of this. All these different rooms and stuff. With all... like,
How about that?
so much.
There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
In my opinion, it's the answer to the question is enjoy. If you're not meant to understand, you're meant to enjoy. Recognize this, I'm sure. You are now exiting.
Aha. So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow.
Yes.
It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game.
Yes.
There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them.
Until we've seen all of
And
them.
once we
Exactly.
have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Yes. And I am very excited to end up seeing that. March 2009. The Great and Lovely Descent.
Let's talk about video game development. Every video game runs
Whoa.
on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development. To make all of these games,
That's
Coda
funny.
is using an engine called Source.
Yes.
Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly.
Yes.
One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Yes.
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Oh, I can open this. Can I use that toilet? Nope. Okay. Guess not. Cool. Nope. Yeah. So. Wee. No fall damage. You. and I'm in jail. Well, I guess not yet. Now I am.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before
Yes.
letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Yeah, don't even give us an option here. You cannot press enter or anything. It just...
This is something that
Just
you and I
lets you
used to
out.
argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Three dots.
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time. There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
You there.
Here, Coda
Did you-
begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Okay. You there. Did you come up above? Come from up above? What was up there? Yes, there was a world stamped with witness. What? Yes, there was an enormous prison. I spent an hour in it. Yes. There were these floating color blocks. I'm gonna go with the prison. That's the world above? You've been there? Now this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and a switch? Yes, I did. That was literally the last thing I did before I coming in here. Yeah. No, I don't remember having to go through any puzzle. I'd prefer not to tell you. After all, we've only just met. I'm gonna go with 1. Again, perfect. Now, please tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. I don't remember how I solved it. I'm trying to remember, but I can't. I didn't solve it. Someone else let me in. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. 3. Oh no, but I do. We do. We need to get there. Do you understand? It is the most important thing in the world. We have to escape this prison. There must be an ending. I promise you. There is nothing. Okay, got cut off there. My slow reading, it banishes me to this again. Oh, there's more. Oh. How did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? Yes, do you want to know how to solve it? No, I've never been right here I've been here this entire time. This entire time that you guys have been there, I've been here. No. We actually find the black space between the doors to be far more interesting. Have you seen it yet? Why would I care about the space between the doors? Actually, now that you mention it, I remember feeling strange as I passed through it. I don't recall a space between the doors. 2. Don't think too hard about it. You'll see it again soon. Interesting.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
An ending.
It's a lamppost.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
It'll get especially clear with the final game, ain't that right? I'm cold. This game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by others. You can't actually leave notes. Nice one. Nice room.
So first
Not.
off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is
How
not
do you beat
connected
this
to
game?
the internet. All of the notes that
Good
you're going to
point,
see
Lucas.
have been written by Coda.
Yep.
This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person.
Mm-hmm.
In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to
Lighting.
get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually. Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no
Don't
way to
listen to that
express
guy.
them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played. But it's ironic, isn't it, that in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
You.
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it.
Mm-hmm.
And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
3 dots.
In each of his games,
Whispers.
after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution.
Almost at the end.
He understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
Those whispers are creepy. he does have a solution. But yeah. Hi Laura, how are you doing?
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment. A few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Nice. But yeah. That's good to hear, Laura. I'm doing pretty good too. Why are these whispers in my ear so creepy? Oh, that's so weird. Oh, now there's typewriters? Obviously typing these things. How do you leave notes? You don't. Very loud. Are you there? Please say something. It can be anything. I just need to know. Say something. Talk to me. Play. Why are you difficult? Speak.
Okay, this one is
What?
tough. It's gonna kinda just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Did you read those words on screen? What the heck? But yeah. So, what's happening is this narrator is going through one of his old friends' games, and he's trying to end up showing how he thinks, like, what they meant, and trying to understand why he stopped making games. Yeah, the point of the game is to make it look like you could leave notes, but you can't, which is weird. All of the notes were all written by the one person who was creating the game. But yeah, it's really hard to explain without just like witnessing it, so.
See, like, this is it. The whole game.
In the
And
whale.
There's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway.
We're in the whale.
Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture.
Bottom of the well.
And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Ooh. No, stop. Up. I can still. Whoa. What furniture had again the center of the room? How about a TV with. Oh, okay. A TV with surround sound? That sounds good. That's a table. That's a table game. Okay. Now, along the wall of the room. I'd like a washing machine. That's the couch. That's 2 couches. We'll put live Tesla coins in each corner. Yeah, let's do that. That's a lamp. And a table. You need a table. There already is a table. Where exactly are you doing this from? I'm pretty sure none of my choices are making any difference. Tables were invented in 1935. That's not hopeful. But it's hilarious, so I'll take it. Nice. Wait, what? I'm sorry, huh?
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
And it's awesome.
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he
That was
comes
cool.
at the prison idea from a different direction.
Okay, white space. This guide will enable escape. Follow the instructions carefully and that you remember each step. First, click on the table. Ooh, good. Go over to the photo frame and turn it slightly. This one? 3 circles, which apparently means the Steam logo, is what I've heard. Can't confirm that. Wait, what? Now turn the floor lamp in this roof off, then turn it back on. What? This one? Now go to the left side sofa, move it over a little. Finally touch the shelves. Touch it. Touch it. Just one little tap. What do you consider a shelf? The shelf. I know what a shelf is. I'm too tired for this. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. Wait, what? Woo, guys, we're in prison!
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape. Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside.
Whoa.
Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work.
Whoa.
And for what?
Don't
at
worry.
what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on.
That's so cool.
But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going. And then he hits on something.
Oh.
And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Oh, a house in a tree. Creepy. Hello, who is this? Hey, it's me. I'm you from after you escaped the prison. You were me? So you were trapped in the prison too? Yep.
It's a conversation.
I was in the
And so this is what
furniture maze?
Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
That's where I am right now. Oh, I'm so glad to know that I get out eventually. What's it like to escape? Actually, I already forgotten what being in the prison was like. It's strange. But in a way, I kind of miss being in the prison. It feels like being completely still and wildly in motion at the same time. I miss the prison. Why? Was there anything about it that you felt good about? Being here sucks. 2, maybe I only like things once I don't have them anymore. It was comfortable, I knew its limits, I knew my place. But don't you feel excited about getting out? The promise of freedom? 2. Is that good though? It's comfortable, but it's inhuman. I couldn't live this way. You don't need to. You just need to be patient. Having limits is way more important than you probably realize that. You probably realize that now. You'll see what I'm talking about when you've been there for a while longer. Time travel. Wait, if you were me, then Did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? No, I think I'm the first person to call back. Yes, I did get a call. That's how I escaped. No. I'm gonna cause a time paradox. Huh. Did I press the wrong button? Or did it just like not let me? Interesting. What did they tell you? What did you have to do to get out? All they told me was to be sincere. They asked me how I felt about being imprisoned. They just talked to me for a while. Anything but talk me for a while. What? That freed you? How does that work? Listen, you can't know until you're out. But I promise it works. Just tell me how you feel. It will make sense. That's how it works. Okay. I feel afraid that nothing will ever change. Go on, number 2.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
August 2009.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Slora, how have you spent your day today?
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the 2 doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Well, my goodness. I'm glad as all heck that you showed up. Thought I might be having to clean this entire house by myself, and right miserable.
You'll notice
how
that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on.
On some hands.
From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Are we cleaning this whole place? Nah. Let's go with this. Don't worry about me. A place this time will be glad to stay here all night. Well, now you just might be getting a little ahead of yourself there. No. Why don't we start cleaning it, and then you decide whether you can do it all night. I'll finish up here. In the meantime, could you please clear the table? Okay. Much nicer. That's the table I want to see. Now, would you like to run the bedroom and make the bed? This is not the bedroom. Multitasking. Better fix the rug. All the little details. Okay. I've only been awake for 2 hours, so pretty good. Well, at least not much can go wrong in 2 hours. But yeah, I've been pretty good. The majority of the day I've just been excited to play this game. You end up doing this job. Since I've been in a house this messy. The line of work, you'll let go of those judgments pretty fast. May not be your apartment, but something in your life needs straightening up. You think you've got nothing that needs cleaning? Be careful, because that means it's everything. Any rate, my place is just a bit of a piece brought here. Speaking of which, the pillows on the couch are a wreck. Would you come and straighten them up? Oh dear, look at somebody spilled a drink by the couch. Maybe mop that up as you're over there. I feel compelled to share this cheesy personal insight. You okay with that? Make it especially cheesy. No. Okay. No, it was stupid. Sorry. Never mind. Hey, these dishes need to be washed. Why don't you come and do that? Last I checked, the tub needs a cleaning. How about you scrub it down as best you can? No need to be perfect. We're all just human. Are there still books scattered across the floor of the bedroom? If so, would you put them back on the shelf? Perfect. No. How about you clean up the dishes
After
off the
set
table?
of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like
Yep.
cleansing.
We've done this before.
It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
Do these chores ever end? They don't. Darling, let me tell you something. Whatever work you do, you have absolutely got to own it. Otherwise, it owns you. So why don't we be with the task
And you're
at hand and
really
leave
like this game.
future chores at
Of all
future
his
you?
work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it.
Interesting.
This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Smooth the rug in the bedroom. Believe it or not, trust me. Yeah, we've done this before too. Yeah. Oh, Arrow's home. Welcome back, Arrow. Yeah, it is a very fun game. Nice. Not being janky. That's good to know. What? The tub. Okay. Yeah, we're inside of an infinite loop at the moment. I was going to say that occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it, and it takes care of you. Eh? Don't know why I felt so weird about saying that. I get it. That's a weird thing to say to someone you just met. Yeah, you're right. That's pretty cheesy. But there's a bit of truth in it, no? Anyways, so housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Books. Would you please clean the books? Thanks. Of course.
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
Pillows on the couch. What? Oh, the couch. Yeah, and earlier, guys, there was question.
But, of course,
Do you enjoy
it
this?
can't last. The music stops.
But I
your
did enjoy
companion
it.
is gone. It's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
It's my personal theory that the narrator added this. It was not intended in the game. You were supposed to do this forever.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
September 2009. Items you
This
love at a
one gets a
member
bit
only
different.
prices. Why'd you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationship more meaningful? No. You came here to become perfect. This workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends and people in your life to look at you and think, wow, this person is better human than I am. Right now, who do you think about in that way in your life? And I can't read that fast. How do you know it? I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. And the question is not how to do it, but how do we do it
Halfway through
efficiently?
The game, the perspective shifts.
No.
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as
Being
bigoted
alone
and
must be-
afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Right, so. Yeah, we can move around the classroom now, but yeah, looking at the black hole. What if I'm not a good teacher? Was I supposed to say that out loud? Nothing. No one.
I felt pretty hard for this one.
Perfection,
I feel like
perfection,
it's one
perfection.
of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To
A lamp.
assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
Yeah, because there was this game before, though, where it was like basically a normal room.
This one took
but-
a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this
Wow.
and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Maybe just hit writer's block, you don't know. Yeah, Era, how have you spent your day? Since I already asked Lauren. Yeah, there was this game before, though. It was basically a pretty normal room, but after they took away the walls, and there were a bunch of other areas. It was so cool. It was like right after Arrow left before, and I was like, what the heck? Yeah, it was so cool. The stage. That didn't jump scare me. We don't talk about it, guys. You playing as me. Go lean against this wall. Oh yeah. So stylish. Stay right there. This woman across the room in the chair is a professional photographer of animals. It's your dream photograph animal professionally. This is one chance to learn something about her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Hello? Sorry I have to leave. Where is the bathroom? I think hello was the right option here. Hello? That's it? Would you rather me ask where the bathroom is? That's not a conversation. You need to actually converse with her. Be a human being. Do it again. I'm super scared right now. I like you. Here are all my hopes and dreams. This is the correct answer. No. That's not what that's not what I said to her at all. You completely missed the tone of the conversation. I reserved but knew that what I wanted. I was confident. What the heck? I'll give some props to work with these concepts that bounce when you touch them repeatedly the people nearby. Now talk to her again. You must have worked really hard to get where you are. I'll bet you've learned to lean into the pain. What are some sacrifices you've had to make? Definitely 2. I'm sure you had to lean into the pain. You're messing it all up again. You'll freak her out if you conversation gets personal that quickly. Do you not okay, that was fast. I want to try something. Try stepping back from the stage. Okay. Oh, there. Okay. Okay, yes.
The game
And
ends
this
with
is
this
working.
eerie
This is
premonition
what I
of what's
like.
going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do?
Yeah.
After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
Dang. June 2010. Game properly, you have to keep your eyes closed. Click to begin the game. Keep my eyes closed, got it. What's going on? Help! I'm blind! I can't see anything. What's going on? Help! I'm blind. Something, I'm blind. The door! Not the door! Please, someone... How to solve this? The puzzle! The puzzle now! Okay. Can't see anything.
You should
What's going on?
probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
The only way to stop it is to speak something out. I am bursting with creative energy. I can't keep making things. That's it. That's the truth. I don't feel it
Like
anymore.
I said, I was getting
I'm out of
concerned.
ideas. It's
First off,
draining me.
he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So
Keep
where's
talking.
that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on
Honest.
ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that
working.
you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
Stuck in it. We're going to be okay.
His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
Dang. Where am I? Oh. Where did this island come from? Oh. How do I get out of here? That person? Oh, it's going to be a long time since I talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. I'm completely out of ideas. Oh no. What happened? Did something change? There was a machine that kept me going and it stopped. I'm trying to find the engine that used to protect me to start it again. Yeah, whether or not, like, which ones of these messages are the most true are honestly a really big question for this game. It isn't fair. See it. I need to know why it stopped.
If the last game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle,
We'll find the machine.
frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for? Because from my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was.
What do you think?
He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet.
Oh, wonderful.
And so
Tell me how to do it.
he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no
Look, you have
outlet
to
to
open the
ground
door.
himself on.
Press the switch on the inside. Okay, now what? Now I have to close the first door. What's next? Now it's closed. Now I just open the first. Now I just press the switch here.
You
Huh,
can't
that was simple.
talk yourself out of
I
loneliness.
can't believe I never solved it before.
It doesn't
this.
work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers.
completely out of
Then
it.
there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
You'll see. 100% of the time. See? But it wasn't true. Don't worry about it. Just keep talking. Keep saying that creation is easy. It is easy. It never stopped being easy. Yes, that's wonderful. Keep going.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering. This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me. I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never
Incredible,
felt so
that's it.
rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop. But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
The machine. Yeah, guys. Just taking a second. Before the guy ended up mentioning, the narrator ended up mentioning that he is the creator of the game Stanley Parable, which is an actual game that I will end up playing eventually. Like I ended up saying before. But since he's like he said his like actual name and everything, and he is a partial creator in the Stanley Parable, that means that when people end up asking this narrator, this guy, like, hey, is Coda real? He doesn't answer. we don't have an answer if Coda's real or not. See, you've arrived safely. We've captured the machine. I'm waiting for you now. You can begin the investigation whenever you like. Investigate to be quiet. I intend to be brutal. Why? Because, I don't know. Very good, excuse me? There's something called the press. So, we might have to be of a bit of tension on this one. Also, okay. Press. Machine. 3 dots. You stopped.
Of course, it's the machine.
Work was keeping us alive. Your work was keeping us healthy. Can you imagine what pain you've put them through? Here's what needs to happen. You need to go out there and apologize to them. No? Nothing? Interesting. Alright then, I will speak to them for you. My followers. My friends. Never bad news. I have a troubling revelation. The machine will not apologize to us. The machine refuses to admit that it really hurt us. But this is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. We will find a way to live without it. We don't need its games. Let us play. Let us show it that we are not failures. Follow me. We will destroy the machine. Excuse me. We will destroy everything that the machine has created. The gun from before. Nice. Huh. But yeah, this game gets into some existential crisis type stuff.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games.
Nope.
It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
I just really like blasting stuff. This is fun. Ooh, it's the stair level. Oh, you can fall through these.
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. The point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Thank you, Arrow. #1 mod. Put down your weapon.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better.
I can't move my head.
I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something... I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person.
Oh.
Felt like there was a friend who was in
That's
trouble
creepy.
and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy. So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower.
Yeah.
And to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made.
Yeah. By the way, this was all
So
intended to be
let's take a
one
look.
stream. This whole game is supposed to be one stream. It's not a short game, but it's not a long game, you know? The Tower.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant.
Mhm.
It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
If you guys like lore and stuff like I do, you guys I think will like this. And again, it gets really existential crisis in this area.
Actually has a maze in it.
Invisible
Except
maze.
that all the walls of the maze are invisible.
I'm not going to go out
And
there
then
again because
every
flashing
time you
lights.
touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise. So the experience is really miserable.
Mhm.
The game goes beyond not being meant to be played. It actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all.
Mhm.
But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Again, I'm not going to end up going back there because flashing lights and stuff, and it's not safe for people, but yeah. I honestly forgot that was there. But yeah, there is a way through that, though. You can get your way through.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and
Yeah.
you just cleaned a house forever.
Yeah,
I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end.
yeah.
But
This is
that
when...
game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the
Oh.
deeper idea behind the invisible maze? The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
1, 5... 6... 1... 7... Where's it? There it is. Yeah, it is funny in some places. It's just when you get to the end of the game, it gets real serious
The
real
switch to
fast.
open this door is actually on the other side of the door.
Really?
Meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges,
Yeah.
and you got to this point,
Mhm.
there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely. Just saying, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that. Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why.
That's because you got problems, dude. You need to see a psychiatrist or someone. But yeah, so the reason that the person who made the games made everything so hard, an invisible maze that flashes lights and does loud sounds, in a basically impossible code, a door that you literally cannot get through. This is to make sure that this guy, the narrator, is the one who gets in, and only him. Yeah, but hi Lynn, how are you doing today? You just got home from school? Nice. Yeah,
I remember.
Start.
It's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time. And as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew. It wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years, I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean.
the 3 dots I
And he
previously
wouldn't.
mentioned. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I've been mainly just excited to play this game for the first time all day. Tired? Eat, sleep. Oh wait. Yeah, tried, tired. English is tough. Yeah.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be
Whoa.
once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left, and it felt somehow like I had failed. Where did I screw up?
This is where things get serious. Like, real serious. School is... Yeah, again, I do hope everything gets better, Arrow. Lol, that sucks, definitely. Ouch, Lynn, I see how it is. Yeah. Dear Davy.
I'm the
Thank you
reason
for-
that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did.
Thank you for your interest in my games.
Poisoned it for you.
I need to ask you to not speak to me anymore. Yeah, but for Lynn, what the narrator did was he shared the game. What Davy did was He shared the games of the game creator as his own. And was very toxic about him and stuff. Basically.
I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
I wonder at times whether you think I am making these games for you.
And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
You're so infected. My personal space, that it's possible I did begin to plant solutions in my work somewhere, hidden between games. If there was an answer, a meaning, would it make you any happier? Would you stop taking my games and showing them to people against my wishes? Giving them something that is not yours to give? Violating the safe one boundary that keeps me safe? Would you stop changing my games? Stop adding lampposts to them. Lynn lamppost represents endings.
And then you stopped, and I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean?
Would you simply let them be what they are? When I am around you, I feel physically ill. What does that say? You desperately need something, and I cannot give it to you. I literally do not have it. Where's the... Oh, there it is. Struggling to come up with new ideas, it's not making me depressed. Low points are just part of the process. The fact that you think I am frustrated or broken says more about you than about me. I realize that this doesn't make any sense to you just yet. Which is fine. You're not my problem to solve. But I hope that one day it clicks, and that you make peace with this thing you are wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
And when you finally see what I am talking about, don't say anything. No lever.
That's
Welcome to the
why
in-between.
I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. And I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Like I said, this game cuts deep. Epilogue. I'll read chat in a minute.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease. Solution.
I don't look too right. No caboose, no front of the train, like what?
I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons. Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
Let me just jump in this real quick. Super Mario 64 style. Oh yeah. Oh.
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like. What now?
Yeah, the reason I'm not reading
I
chat.
think I need to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
I have a lot that I need to make up for.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just gonna...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not reading chat because once I'm done with the game, which is I'm at the end of the game, I'll have to end up downloading another game, which will end up taking a minute. So I'll end up reading all our chat during that. So that everything will end up clinging together at least fairly well. Planning ahead. Nice. Doesn't really make too much sense. Slowly it rises. Okay, I'll admit, reaching the end of the game took longer than I thought it would. I am now way behind in chat, but whatever. We'll get there. Eventually. Okay, the walls again thinner. Here's the end of the game. I know this. Okay, so Lynn earlier, like, the first thing, one of the first things they ended up showing us inside the game was this beam right here. And it was the first ever quote-unquote glitch inside of the creator's games. And it did. Well, you'll see. An infinite maze in all directions. And a very, very cool looking sky, let's be honest here. Yeah, sorry, that I forgot that it gets really loud in this moment, I'm sorry. Nope, that's video. Bring that down a bit. Yeah, it gets like really loud at this moment. Even now might be a little loud for you guys. Tell me that's not pretty. That looks cool. That's it. End of the game.
Turn back.
4R.
Turn back from this cave. You said, let me prove
We're not
that
open.
I'm brave. Let me keep going. But the cave goes
Okay, that's loud. And I can't turn down the sound. Dang it.
miles and miles.
Yeah, I'm gonna end up going through chat now.
And you're so tired.
I guess enjoy the music, even though it's extremely loud. Sorry about that.
I know that you're strong. So turn back. Turn back.
Sure. Autocorrect. That's it. But yeah, so be right back. Like I said, I'm going to end up reading chat while I go and download another game. Okay. Okay, so going off of our options, Okay, so we could play Little Nightmares, and I do want to play that, but I'm not going to play it just yet because I also have 2 mods of Portal to play. So what I think we're going to end up doing is I'm going to play a Portal mod, I'm going to play Little Nightmares, and then I'm going to play Portal, the other Portal 2 mod. Obviously not all today, if that wasn't obvious. But yeah. So, I'm going to install this and I'll read chat. Yeah, what did you guys think of the game? Oh, you got to go roller skating. That's nice. Was that fun, Arrow? Yeah, he's just a little salty about the lamppost. Yeah, it's been forever since I've gone roller skating because the roller skating rink inside of my town ended up closing like a couple years ago. So I have not been roller skating in years. And I haven't been ice skating in even longer because I have done ice skating before. Only once, but that was pretty fun. Just saying I was the best in my family. Just saying.